Today is Memorial Day, and I wanted to just take a couple minutes to talk about Memorial Day. I think it's important. And after all, we are a show or a podcast or a platform, whatever you want to call it, that talks about veterans issues and military stuff. And so I thought that it's appropriate that we take a few minutes to talk about Memorial Day. What is Memorial Day? What is it? It's often confused with Veterans Day. It's often confused with a day to have off of work, to have a barbecue. The unofficial start of summer. I guess that's a positive one. Everyone likes summer. But it's also synonymous nowadays with mattress sales and other things that aren't really what the day was intended for. In my household, Memorial Day isn't so much a celebration. It's more of a commemoration, if you will. It's a day to reflect and remember all the people who have sacrificed everything for this country, everything that we hold dear. And it's also a cool day because we don't need to agree on politics. We don't need to agree on policy. All these things in our country nowadays that are so goddamn polarizing. We don't have to worry about that today, or at least we shouldn't. Today is a day for reflection and to remember those that came and showed up and were willing to die for this idea, this proverbial American dream that we talk about, which recently seems to be in the rearview mirror, so to speak. The reasons that we should be celebrating Memorial Day the right way. If we want to call it a celebration, let's call it a celebration, but do it in the right way to reflect and honor those. Honor those that paid the true cost of freedom. And I think that we all can agree that freedom is written in the blood of dead soldiers. It's something that we don't really want to talk about, right? The cost of freedom is usually more about things that we don't want to talk about. We don't want to talk about how ugly war can be. We don't want to talk about the loved ones and the people close to us that are gone now. But it's appropriate, which is why in my house, we don't really call it a celebration because it's a day of reflection. I mean, think about it. Think about the 18, 19, or 20-year-old kid who has their whole life in front of them and chose to make the sacrifice to be in the military, to join, to pick a job, and then commit to doing it the best that they know how, with the understanding that this may cost me my life. And then those kids that never got to come home and have somebody look them dead in their eyes and tell them, thank you for your service. It's for the parents, the men and women that left behind children, left their families and everything that they hold dear behind for this one purpose: freedom and liberty. Now, there's a lot of people out there today that are going to say that this country has been tyrannical forever and that, there's all kinds of things, and America has been lying to its people for decades. And maybe all of that is true. Maybe it is true. But today, we don't talk about that. At least I don't think we should. I think that we should talk about the people that went forward, rose their hand, even if it was just an idea that has been a lie, if you want to call it that, an idea that has seemed to get a little far out in the rearview mirror. But nonetheless, these folks, they showed up, they did their job, and then they paid for it. They paid for it with their blood, with their youth. They paid for it with all kinds of different sacrifices. And so one of the questions I have of you or anybody else that's watching this or may hear it, or maybe you can ask them, even if they don't hear it or see this, Are you an American that is worthy of all of that sacrifice? Are you a person that is living right? Are you doing the right thing to honor the people that gave us what we have? And as much as we like to talk about how shitty this country is and how shitty we can be to each other, just inside the borders of the United States of America, we have it a lot better than many other countries in this world. We have it a lot better even than many other countries who have substantial military forces. We're still the best. And even if you're a person that will take an American flag, throw it on the ground, stamp all over it, set it on fire, or anything like that, someone paid the ultimate sacrifice for you to have that right. And so this is the day. This is the day that we think about that we talk about that we do something to honor those people. Go to a national cemetery if you have one close to you and you've never been, or even if you have been. Just go, get out of your vehicle, walk a little ways, and just stop and look around you. Just do a 360 and take it all in. All of those white headstones, as far as the eye can see in some of these cemeteries that are big. Fort Snelling here in Minnesota is a big ass cemetery. And if you drive to the middle of it and you get out of your vehicle, just walk 100 feet, stop and turn around and look at all of the headstones of all of the people that we have lost over all the years. I mean, here at Fort Snelling, you got people that were, Civil War veterans, a few, not many, but there's a few. Vietnam, World War I, World War II, current era. They're all there together. If you don't have one, maybe there's a war memorial, or there's something. There are little assemblies going on all over town at probably your local VFW or Legion or something like that. But on this day, I think it's appropriate that we just take time out of our day, before or after your barbecue, before you go shopping for a new mattress, before you go hang out at the pool with umbrella drinks. Take a minute and just reflect. I urge you to do that. Also, I believe it's important that we educate the people who are not in the know about what Memorial Day is. Most importantly, our children. The youth in this country are so far disconnected, it seems, from what made this place, from what gave us the freedoms and the rights and all of these things that we talk about all the time. I believe that our youth is so far disconnected from all of that. And it starts at home. My wife and I, our kids are all patriots. I'm very proud to say that our kids are patriots. They all have their own views. They all have their own things that they feel strongly about, and things that they don't care as much about, but they are all American loving patriots. And it makes me proud. We did something right with all four of them. Today, I ask you to do one thing that means something. Do one thing that means something for the greater good, for your community, for your family, the state, the country, wherever you find yourself. Do something selfless, much like the men and women that we've lost. It's a selfless act. I think that today is and could be a wake-up call for some people. It could be. It just might be the time to take a step back, take a deep breath. Forget all of those things that bother you and piss you off about the current state of things in the world, and really get back to what's important, and identifying the things that you have based on what others did that was so selfless, with courage and honor and integrity. Be a person of integrity. Be a person that is worthy of the sacrifice of the many, and I suppose some would say the sacrifice of the few. Because in the grand scheme of things, it's a very, very small percentage of people who are buried in those cemeteries, and cemeteries all over this country and in other parts of the world. It's a very small percentage of the American population. So take that all in. Take it all in and let it wash over you as you reflect. And then tomorrow, although I hate saying this, but tomorrow, if you want to hate somebody and you want to be pissed off at your country and you want to talk down to the president, you want to talk down about anybody else, you get back to that. You're free to do it on Tuesday. But I urge you, I implore you, today on Memorial Day, be a person that's worthy of all of that sacrifice. I would argue that you should try to always be a person that's worthy of that sacrifice. Because all of those things that we were given by said sacrifice, we have every day. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, we have all of these things. Make it worth something.